Hey everybody, Roman versus with the Squashfest podcast and my co-host.
Young, black, tired, and Daboiharm.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be reviewing Monday Night Raw emanating from Philadelphia last night. Really good show, really fun show. I don't know if it was the after of Triple Mania, but they decided, oh, we're just gonna go straight out and get all of these luchadors on this show on top of everything else. But that was a fun show. Surprising return at the end to set up a Clash in Paris match also, so we can jump into it. The show kicks off with the Vision.
Oh, the Vision.
The Vision coming to the ring. And Paul Heyman, my Paul Heyman every week is just now, I feel like he says the same things every week to hype up the three of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is Braun Breaker. He's a beast. He's the big dog. This is now his yard.
He's the future. Blah, blah,
He's the
blah.
future. He's going to main event WrestleManias every single week. That's how he hypes him up. Then he goes over to Bronson Reed and says, "The man who took down Roman Reigns and the owner of the wearer of the Shula Fala and the tribal thief Bronson Reed." And I feel like Bronson cut a promo. Doesn't really matter. I don't think he said anything of note. But then he hypes up Seth Rollins. He's saying the past, present, and future of WWE, the reigning, defending, undisputed world heavyweight champion, Seth freaking Rollins. And then when he hands the microphone to Seth, before Seth even says a word, Lesser Uso Jay comes out from the crowd. And he says, "Seth, I don't want to hear you speak. Or I'm tired of hearing you talk," is what he said, even though Seth hadn't said a word. And then he goes, OG, Paul Heyman, "I'm really tired of hearing you speak. And Braun, I'm going to come, when I get into the ring, I'm going to dog walk you tonight." And Seth has the most hilarious thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Seth goes to Braun Breaker. And he says, "Do you hear what he said about you? He said you're dumb. He said he's better than you. He said he's more athletic than you. He said he's faster than you. He said he can bench press more than you. He said your father's ugly, or your father's, he said your father's ugly. He said your father's fat. He said your uncle's a moron," which is hilarious because Steiner math. He says your uncle's a moron. So Braun gets really pissed off and tries to run into the crowd. Everyone stops Braun. And then Paul Heyman has, what in my opinion is the moment of the night. He gets on the mic and he said, "We're in Philadelphia, where I am God." Down the street was on the corner of Rittner and whatever, the 2300 arena, the old ECW arena in Big O Hall. I think it's Stittner and Rittenhouse or something. Rittenhouse, it doesn't matter. People like the Dudley Boys, the late great Sabu, Rob Van Dam smoking his opponents into oblivion. And then he goes, the late great Tommy Dreamer, which popped me because I'm like, Tommy Dreamer is not dead. And then Paul Heyman says, "I know he's not dead, but he might as well be." And I was just like, this dude is unhinged. We made one type of match famous in that building. And Jey Uso cuts him off. He goes, "I see where you're going. I'm going to cut you off. You want to do it? We're going to get it. We're going to take it to the extreme tonight." And then he walks away. So we're going to get Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker in an Extreme Rules match for the main event, which was a fun match, but they're getting into the thing where, so everybody always loves the Attitude Era of WWF, but I feel like if you actually go back and watch those matches, a lot of them ended in DQ, and a lot of them ended in run-in because everybody was feuding with multiple people at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you'll have an Austin match on Raw randomly against Triple H. And you knew no one was going to get the pinfall because Rock was going to interfere, or Taker was going to interfere, or Kane was going to interfere. That's what this type of booking feels like. And I understand it's an Extreme Rules match, so you have the legality of having everybody interfere and still getting a winner. But it's just like every week, it's like I know I'm going to get some big brawl at the end of the show, and it's getting tiresome to me. And every week, it's exactly the same.
Well, it's either you get a big brawl at the end where you don't know if the good guys or the bad guys are going to triumph, or you get a beatdown at the end of every show. Because the reality is, the Vision is going to interfere every end of the show. And if the other faces of the company don't come out to aid whoever's match it is, you're just going to get a beatdown. So, do
But
you prefer the beatdown or do you prefer the back and forth?
I don't know, because we got the same thing on SmackDown the other day with the MFTs and the other guys feuding at the end of the show.
Well, it's the problem that on both your shows, your biggest story has to do with a faction.
yeah, yeah. All right. So that was a fun opening segment by uh, Mr. Heyman. All right. So then we get our first match of the night, but preceding our first match, which was Io and Raquel Rodriguez, we got a segment right outside of Gorilla, or right inside of Gorilla, I should say, between Io Sky, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why I can't ever do that. But basically, Asuka and Kairi were selling Io. We can have your back out there again tonight if you like. And Io says, no, I need to do this on my own. So she goes out there. We have a really good match. Io gets the win with the moonsault after, and then Roxanne hits the ring to attack Io after the match. And Io had told her friends, I can do this on my own, meaning I can get the win and beat them by myself. I don't think Io meant if they attack me, do not come help me.
Yeah.
Because as as she's getting attacked, we thought Kabuki Warriors were going to come out and help. Mm-hmm. No, it was one scantily clad Rhea Ripley last night, who makes her way to the ring. She runs into the ring. They beat down Judgment Day, and the baby faces stand tall. And later in the show, we had a backstage segment where Rhea is consoling Io, and Asuka's pissed because she walks up to Io and says, so Rhea can have your back, but we can't? And Rhea's like, I was out there because the two of you weren't. Where were you? And then Asuka and Rhea just yelling at each other, and then Io just gets tired of it, crashes out, and walks away from everybody. And Asuka looks at Rhea and says, stay out of our business. So we've talked about this. Asuka is now internally listed as a heel in WWE. We're going to get Asuka and Rhea, which soon, maybe next week on Raw, maybe after Clash. But that's going to be a really fun match. Those two women are great. And Asuka as a heel is more impactful and endearing to me than Asuka's a babyface, because she's just so good in the ring that she can be that violent Japanese dominant wrestler that they really need in that division. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was the second segment. Io defeats Raquel Rodriguez. How do you feel? I feel like this now that Roxanne and Raquel are technically out of the women's tag team division because they lost to their titles and lost their rematch. Do you feel like I feel that Raquel is just going to be pushed further down? I feel like they were building her up because she was a dominant force in the tag team, and now since they're not going for the titles, now she's just going to go back to where she was, where she's just losing constantly.
They're going to use her to elevate other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree with that sentiment. So how did you feel about this segment in its totality?
I can see what they're doing. I still don't agree that Rhea should be helping Io. I understand they're friends. She needs to be helping her. I understand. Okay, in this aspect, I'll give it a pass because even if we're frenemies or we're friendly and you're my rival, if I see you getting beat down, I'm gonna help you. But I don't. I still think that Rhea's primary goal should be getting the monkey off her back and beating Asuka. Her primary goal should not Asuka. I'm sorry, Io. Io. Not her primary goal should be beating Io and
That is
taking
her
that.
primary goal, but that doesn't change the fact that she has to help her. That's her
She
friend,
doesn't.
and
No,
she's getting beat. Yes,
she
she
doesn't have
does.
to.
Yes,
She's
she does.
choosing to.
So my
Oh my
question to
god.
you. So my question to you is: so you had a problem with CM Punk coming to help Jay then?
CM Punk coming to help Jay. No, I didn't have a problem with CM Punk
Double
coming to help
standard.
Jay. It's not a double standard
Yes,
because
it is.
Jay doesn't have 4 victories over CM Punk. Punk doesn't look at Jay as this thing that he has to overcome. Punk just looks at Jay as an opponent coming at Clash in Paris, but he's not something he has to overcome.
His main goal should be getting the title, so realistically, he should let Jay get his butt kicked because that's one guy he doesn't have to worry about. He should have let LA Knight and Jay Uso go out there and get jumped and not gone in to save them.
His entire thing throughout the entirety of the show was we need to stick together.
Yeah,
so that way
precisely, which is essentially what Rhea is saying.
No,
yes,
that's not.
Yes, it is.
Rhea has never once said to Io, I'm going to, but she said, I'm going to have your back. But she never said, we need to stick together to make sure that this Judgment Day is not a problem for us. She's never said that.
No, but they've just done it. She hasn't said it. She's just done it. Every single week, Io's getting her butt kicked by Judgment Day, and she comes out and helps. So you need her to say the words?
I need her to have
You're
clear
dumb.
motivation.
You're dumb.
You're dumb. Her clear motivation needs to be getting that championship back.
No.
Her secondary motivation is getting the monkey of Io Sky off her back because Io Sky's beaten her so many times. Those should be her motivations. Third, and far third on the list, is making sure, for me, Io Sky is safe. That's a far third. As Mr. Booker T. Hufferman once said, or many times said, the wrestling business is about 2 things: checks and championships. That's it.
You're terrible.
All right. By the way, record whatever just happened. Check the timestamp so that you can make a clip out.
I'm not making a clip out of this. It's the same thing. You're wrong again, and
I'm
just
not
gonna
wrong.
keep clipping up the same thing. You are wrong.
You can make a montage of these clips, and we can put them out.
So you're saying me and you are both wrestlers. Me and you are both wrestlers. Right now, we've had a couple matches.
Have you beaten me 4 times?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So in that light, I'm getting jumped, and you're not going to come help me?
Are we affiliated in a faction?
We're best friends, you jerk! We're not affiliated in a faction. We're 2 guys who are best friends for years. Yes, I keep beating you, but that doesn't change the fact we're friends. It doesn't supersede.
I understand your point. I don't.
So you'd let me get jumped.
There'd be a hesitancy to I might help, but there'd definitely be like, if he gets beat up and I ask for a tag match, if I ask for a match next week and he's hurt, maybe I can finally get that dub that's been eluding me.
So just be mad at yourself for the fact that you're a worse friend than Rhea Ripley. That's it.
All right. So then we have our fight over an $18,000 sombrero.
That wasn't damaged. That looks perfectly fine. Like, what are we doing?
We're making the New Day even more obnoxious heels. That's what we're doing. It's you know what I thought about? It's similar to when maybe you weren't watching much at this point, but Jericho and Moxley, I think it was Jericho Moxley, had a feud years ago in WWE. And I think Dean Ambrose cut up one of Chris Jericho's jackets. And Chris Jericho kept saying, he owes me $9,000 for my custom jacket. They just doubled down with this storyline with the New Day and said, we're going to make Xavier Woods complain about an $18,000 sombrero he wore last week. That
Mm.
wasn't, to your point, that was not damaged, and that Penta did not steal. That he left there with them.
Yep.
All he did was take it, wear it, and throw it at Xavier Woods.
Mm.
So my next question is Xavier Woods charging him $18,000 for a rental fee for Penta wearing his hat?
Wow.
Just all right. So we had this match,
Good
and
match.
a good match. Xavier Woods always puts on good matches. Penta's a pro,
As we were saying last night, Xavier Woods is highly underrated.
Absolutely. Only member of the New Day to not win a singles championship of any kind in WWE. He had the short King of the Ring run. And you want to talk about a guy who, outside, we talk about Cross and the other guys getting themselves over or doing something outside of the privy of WWE and making it successful. This
Up,
man
up,
had
down, down.
up, down, down, 10 years ago before it was under the WWE umbrella. And he would bring on other wrestlers from other promotions to play video games against him.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to Evo every year and has a long-standing rivalry against Kenny Omega at Evo playing Street Fighter. Like, this dude gets himself over with his people. So yeah, but he's a great ambassador for WWE. Penta gets the win over Xavier in this match. Good match. He hits him with a Canadian destroyer. I'm sorry, Mexican destroyer for the win. And I feel like the New Day tried to attack him, and it just was not successful. Grayson Waller, Kofi Kingston are not good henchmen.
They are not. Grayson Waller's a terrible henchman. And the
He's a
fact that
terrible
he was wearing the overalls had me. I was just like, what is happening? But he was mad oiled up. It was gross.
Grayson is great. I hope in the future they find something for him. As I would call him, Australian Miz.
You want to discuss the fall off of Penta?
Oh yeah, we can do that. So, we talked about this last night during our live. Penta, when he debuted, was on a trajectory, but seemed like maybe not to the main event scene. He main evented a few Raws, but he had like a 5 or 6 match winning streak. He was in the Rumble. He had spots against Mysterio. And since the Rumble, or since Mania, I would say, because that was the Fatal 4-Way against Braun, Dom, and Finn. Since Mania, he just hasn't felt like the same guy on TV. They're not putting him in situations to be successful. I mean, he had a little mini feud against Chad Gable and American Made that I guess with Chad Gable's injury kind of put that to the wayside. But it's just like there's not much for him to do right now on TV, and the mystique of Penta has just gone so far down.
So the only thing I disagree with is I think there's plenty for him to do. They're just not doing it. Like that's what I feel it is. There's plenty that you can throw him in the middle of, or have him, programs where he can feud with different people. They're just not utilizing him.
The only thing I could think of is you just would have continued the same storyline, but with Ludwig Kaiser as El Grande Americano.
Yeah. That too. You could have even done that.
Transitioning directly into that, like, okay, I know it's not the same guy, but you're still disrespecting my culture, so I'm going to attack you every week when you
instead of Sammy, you could have switched him to SmackDown, and you could have had him go up against Andrade, since the fact that he's tagging with his brother.
That wouldn't have been happening. That wouldn't have happened. You know what would have happened is they would have put him on SmackDown, and they would have been a trio.
Whatever.
That's exactly what would have happened. And then that trio would have been feuding with the other trio, with Los Garza and Santos. That's what would have happened if you put them on SmackDown.
But again, you're utilizing them, which is my point.
It would have been that would have just been a rehash of Los Garzas versus the LWO from last year.
That's fine, because that's what we do. We recycle stories over here on SmackDown. SmackDown Logic. I'm just saying, there's things you can do with him. Insert him into the Rusev stuff, so I can care.
Rusev Penta could be fun. It'd give you something for both of them to do. And I would enjoy Rusev cutting promos, not overtly referencing AEW, but be like, when we were here, like we weren't utilized to the best of our ability, but now you're in a place where I was the wrecking machine for a year. I went undefeated. You can't touch me here. And then that could be the start of their feud. I can't get the word out.
Got it.
But that there
But
could be
something.
things. Yeah. Yeah, but the drop off for Penta is crazy. I think we got to get through, and I think a lot of this year is predicated on the final run of John Cena.
Hmm.
I think he's taking up not a lot of time that would have been devoted to other people, but he definitely is taking up segments, at least on SmackDown, on PLEs and things that's devoted to him this year. Um, we got to get through. We got to get through. If they're going to do a draft in October, we got to get through the draft, and we got to get through the rest of this year and see where
People land.
all the chips fall into people land. Because at some point they're going to have to bring up some of the NXT guys too. Like Trick Williams needs to come up eventually. Uh, uh, Oba Femi needs to come up eventually. The Mafia guys, maybe not Lorenzo, but Tony D needs to come up eventually. Like these, you can't keep them on NXT forever. So so you're gonna have to find spots for all these people. All right. So then we have a tag match versus, and this is what I was talking about. Because of Triple Mania, we just be like, we're gonna put people on the show. If you have not watched Triple Mania, I highly recommend watching this year. Recommend. Thank you. I don't know what's wrong with me today.
I don't know either.
Recommend watching
Words.
this year's Triple Mania. WWE did. It's a WWE style production, which is fine. I have watched previous Triple Manias in the past, and it's not. If you've ever watched, you're not going to get the blood. You're not going to get the violence. You're not going to get everything that you've seen in previous Triple Manias because it is WWE. But this was it was a really fun show, highlighted by Mr. Iguana and La Yesca versus Finn Balor and Dimanito. Like, and it was really fun. So on Raw we got a match versus. Oh, by the way, Dimanito is Finn Balor's demon puppet. Just to let you know. So we got Finn Balor and JD McDonough versus Dragon Lee and Mr. Iguana. And Mr. Iguana right now is so over.
Spoiler alert. Dragon Lee loses the match. And I said that from the very beginning of the match. Because again, Dragon Lee doesn't win matches.
He's a former WWE North American, actually NXT North American champion, and he's a former WWE Speed champion.
I knew you were going to mention Speed. You always find a way to mention Speed as if it matters. They already canceled it. It's like the 24/7 title. It was just a stick that they had for a little bit, and then they got rid of it.
All right, but it'll always be on his Wikipedia page. He held a championship in WWE.
Okay, so then Ron Killings is
He's a 57 times, 100%.
Greatest champions of all time.
He's the most decorated WWE superstar ever.
Okay, then.
He's got a 57-time, 24/7 Highway I-95 heavyweight champion.
I-95.
That was what he said. That's what he said. He said 24/7, 7-Eleven I-95 champion. That's what he called his title.
Okay.
I'll find a clip and I'll send it to you. It's hilarious. So this was, again, a really fun match, especially when Mr. Iguana hits the ring. This dude is so over right now. He wrestles with the iguana in his mouth. The stuffed iguana in his mouth, doing hurricane ranas, doing flips. It's fun. It's just fun. He epitomizes what AAA is in today's world. Just dudes who go out there, comical, athletic, don't take us too serious. We're here to have the fans enjoy themselves. And that's why he's gotten so over. The Judgment they get the win. Towards the end of the match, Dom's trying to get involved in the match, and we got the AAA Mega Champion Hijo del Vikingo. He comes out and he attacks Dominic Mysterio to even the odds. Because on September 12th at Worlds Collide, we're going to get the AAA Mega Champion Hijo del Vikingo versus Dominic Mysterio for the Mega Championship. And Dominic Mysterio better walk out with that title.
Mm.
The fact that he went into Mexico at AAA in their biggest show of the year, and there were two people in that match who got cheered. They were both WWE guys. It was Dom and it was El Grande Americano. Because that Mexican crowd, for some reason, loves this Ludwig Kaiser version of El Grande Americano. Maybe because he's going out there and he's actually trying to speak Spanish to the crowd and trying to be ridiculous in a way that Chad Gable wasn't.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's trying to ingratiate himself with the Mexican crowd. But Dom is going to go into Worlds Collide in Mexico as the babyface. Is it in Mexico? Is Worlds Collide in Mexico or is it in America? Because the last Worlds Collide was not in Mexico. Anyways, so yeah, Judgment Day get the win. It's September 12th, right?
Los Angeles.
Las Vegas.
I see Los Angeles.
No, I see a clip that says, I think the last one was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Las Vegas. I see it. It's on their website. It's on WWE's website.
Yeah,
Vegas.
Okay, so that may change it up a little bit. Because if we're in Mexico, I was going to say Dominic Mysterio better walk out with that title. The fact that it's in Vegas, I think the American crowd, you'll still get some Mexican crowd because it's Vegas. But the fact, I think the American crowd will cheer more for Hijo because they don't see him all the time. So I think that's going to, we may do a prediction episode on that. We'll see. Okay. So then we got Natalya and Becky Lynch. So this was a fine match, but it felt like I was watching Natalya and Becky Lynch from 2018. It's exactly the same it was years ago. It was fine. You could ignore this match for 4 minutes and look up and it could still be going. These two women are always going to put on a good match, but you knew Natalya was not walking out with the Intercontinental Championship. Yep. And you knew it was just to get to the post-match beatdown of Nikki Bella on Becky Lynch. So they have a really good match. It's Natalya selling the arm all the time because the story was sharpshooter versus armbar, and who can get their finisher on first to get the win. Spoiler alert, it's not Natalya.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we said it yesterday too. If this was Becky Lynch versus Natty, it would have been a different story. And there's a possibility Natty could have won the match. But because this is her Natalya persona, you know she's not going over Becky Lynch. This match, you knew from the get who was going to win and come out on top. So you knew that this match had to have something to it, because you weren't just going to put them on TV and just have them have a match just like for no reason. So you knew something was coming, and you predicted accurately that it was going to be Nikki Bella.
Yeah. This was Natty, I said this yesterday, Natty's a badass.
Yep.
But she's never been able to portray that on WWE TV.
Yeah.
Vince had her with her husband and Davey Boy Smith Jr. when they first came up. Then when TJ Wilson got hurt and they cut Harry Smith Jr., they made her her own single star. And it's like, okay, Natalya won multiple world championships, multiple SmackDown championships. Went down to NXT, had a short little run, putting over those girls, putting over Charlotte Flair early on, putting over Paige early on, working with AJ Lee. So Natalya's been there for a long time. She's great. She's a badass. Her indie run where she's just going around and MMA fighting, but also showing her real submissions. There's a WWE style of showing matches, right? And Natalya's finishing move is obviously the sharpshooter. So she knows I'm going to do everything in my power to get the sharpshooter. When you watch her on the indies or GCW Bloodsport, she's doing grapples, she's doing counters, she's doing other holds. Like, oh, she's trained in all this. If you can get that version of Natalya Neidhart, Natty Neidhart on TV, you have a different style character, one that you've never truly been able to crack in WWE on the women's division. Because you had Ronda Rousey and you had Shayna Baszler, who were similar. You had Sonya Deville, who's similar. Like, you had these people who are MMA trained, but they've never been able to be like that methodical technician in the women's division. Vince definitely didn't want that.
Yeah.
And Hunter, he likes the big spectacle of the women, who are over. He loves the Rhea Ripley. He loves the Bianca Belair. He loves the larger-than-life Io Skies and larger-than-life characters with big personalities. But if Natalya is a more grounded character and she can be that technician and that badass, I think you're adding something to that division you've never seen that could be really compelling. And she could put on great matches with a lot of women there.
It isn't going to happen, but you could. I had to say it. I had to say it.
I know.
It's not going to happen.
I know. All right.
See, that's a clip. That's a clip because I want to know what people think of Natty.
Yeah. All right. So whatever the timestamp is on your thing.
31.
All right. So you don't have to search for it later. All right. So we get our emotional moment of the night. And congratulations to Trinity Fatu and I forget Jimmy Uso's real name, but Jimmy Uso. I think it's Joshua Fatu, or is that the other one? Yes, he's Joshua. Shay is Jonathan. That's what it is. So it's for Naomi's pregnant. She's they're going to have their first child together. Jimmy might have another kid. I don't know. I said last night during live, I don't think he has any other kids, but he might have another kid from a previous relationship. But they're going to have their first kid together. Naomi would put an emotional promo last night, talking about, I wanted this for a long time, and the women's division, you can thank Big Jim for this, but in 9 months and some change, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come back for what's mine. And while she's doing this, she's in character, but she's fighting through the tears and the emotions, because she has been on the record in different podcasts talking about how she had, I don't know what the exact medical term for it, but she had a medical issue where they didn't know if she could ever get pregnant. Or if she was going to get pregnant, it had to be really, really soon. So for that, it's great. She also, on Stephanie's podcast from last week, not the one that they released last night, the one from last week, she had said that Becky Lynch is an inspiration to her, because used to be, if you have a child as a woman, your career is over. But Becky was the first woman to have a child and come back to WWE and reclaim her spot. So she's happy that precedent is there, so that way she can try to make another return when she's done. Yeah, but emotional, great promo. She laid down the championship in the middle of the ring. So we have a vacant WWE Women's Heavyweight Championship, which Adam Pearce has already said he'll address it next week on Raw. Again, you don't need to address it. You have a woman in Stephanie McCurry who won a battle royal at Evolution for the #1 contendership, and you have Io Sky, who couldn't have her match last week against Naomi because Naomi had found out she was pregnant. So you just put that match at Clash at Castle.
Yeah,
that's the most logical thing to do. That winner of that match is the women's world champion.
Yep.
But yeah, no, this was a great moment. This is probably my favorite moment of the night, because once the crowd started chanting "You deserve it" for Naomi, and it's not a wrestling thing. It's not a "You deserve it, you're the champion." It's a "You deserve it, you deserve a baby" chant. She started breaking down.
Yeah,
and it was just it was an amazing moment for her.
Well, you look like you're gonna cry.
I was. I was.
This guy.
All right. I don't know. All right. So then we got our main event segment. Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Jey Uso came out cosplaying
Yo.
New Jack. And I want to say, I said this during the stream last night. I know they're in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
the home of ECW.
Yeah.
No one on WWE TV should cosplay New Jack.
Yeah, you did say that.
I said this last night. This man on an indie show once stabbed his opponent 6 times during a match.
Mm-hmm.
This man threw a man off of a scaffolding because of things that man had said or done to him in a previous match and almost killed him. By the way, he had hit that man with a taser before he threw him off of a scaffolding in a scaffolding match. And he missed the tables that were in the ring, and Vic Grimes literally bounced off the ring ropes. If he doesn't bounce off those ring ropes and hit the floor, he might have murdered that man.
Mm-hmm.
I said this last night. He said on Smoky Mountain Television, praising O.J. Simpson for taking 2 people off the board and saying we don't have to deal with them anymore. Like, he just praised a murderer on television, even though it's old Smoky Mountain, it was a regional Tennessee channel, but it's still on TV. You're talking about somebody murdering people. This is the guy who you want to praise on your TV. This is the guy.
And I'd understand if it was a heel, but it was also Jey Uso,
the number 1 baby face in your company right now.
Number 2.
Well, behind Cody.
Yeah.
Maybe number 3 behind Punk. Maybe 3 behind Punk. There's a
number 4.
But maybe number 4 behind Roman.
I was gonna say Cena, but
okay, so there's 5. There's a handful.
There's
What
a
is a
handful
handful of guys? All right. He cosplaying New Jack, right? He was cosplaying New Jack, and it was like, I get it. It's an Extreme Rules match. He come out dressed as anybody else from the ECW. Come out dressed as Sabu. I'm okay with that. Come out dressed as Rob Van Dam. Do that. But not New Jack. That was my takeaway. Just like, no. This was a fine match. Jey Uso and Braun Breaker have really good chemistry because I feel like they're interacting with each other every other week, going back to their Intercontinental Championship feud from last year.
Yeah. You know, my takeaway.
Yeah, this was shenanigans.
That's what I was gonna say. My takeaway from this match was the fact that consistently somebody would join the match. More mayhem ensues. And every time, all I kept hearing from you was, wait, this match is still going on? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because it's Extreme Rules, and and until we get the pinfall, it's still going.
By that time, that tasty caramel-flavored brown liquor was...
But
I wasn't drunk.
Yeah, you just kept saying it. I'm like, you're right. It is still going.
Because he just kept getting every time somebody came in and attacked, I'm just like, wait, where's the bell? Oh, wait, this is Extreme Rules. So it starts with Bronson Reed hitting the ring and pulling the referee out and unintentionally but hilariously pulling the referee's sneaker off and throwing it at him.
I was like, there you go.
I was like,
the shoe thief again.
The shoe thief again, stealing the ref shoe now. He just chucked it at him. So then LA Knight hits the ring, and LA Knight fights off Bronson Reed. So then Seth Rollins hits the ring, and then comes CM Punk. And at some point, the heels get the thing over the baby faces, and Roman Reigns shows up, which was a surprise because I didn't think Roman was going to be there. But I guess they've been building towards a match between Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed. I made them one person. Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed at Clash in Paris. And then a hilarious moment after the match where Bronson Reed just kept yelling at Roman, I like them shoes. I'm going to take them in Paris.
And Roman yelled back, I don't fight for shoes. I fight for championships.
This man stole your shoes. I hope they put the shoe La Fala on a pole match or something. It'll be ridiculous. Jey Uso gets the win. At one point, Punk and so the end of this match saw Punk and Rollins brawling. This is before Roman came out, and LA Knight was on the apron of the ring. And previously, Jey Uso had set up a Slim Jim table there. So Rollins throws Punk into Knight.
Mm.
Punk goes through the table, and Punk does the hilarious thing of looking at LA Knight. Again, throughout the course of the
L.A.
night,
Knight goes through the table.
Punk, what did I say?
You said Punk goes through the table.
Oh, Punk hits LA Knight. LA Knight goes through the table,
Mm-hmm.
and Punk just looks at him and goes, eh, and then runs and
No,
runs
that was
after
hilarious.
So over the course of the night, Punk was trying to recruit LA Knight and Jay to have all three of them watch each other's backs, and both LA Knight and Jey Uso told him, no, we're not friends, we're not helping you. And Punk's like, we all have a match for the world championship. I'm just trying to get us to the match. And they're both being dumb because they only see it through their eyes. I mean, Jay and CM Punk don't have a real history, but whatever. It's just like it's weird for Jay. I can understand LA Knight not wanting to work with Punk because Punk has cost him the championship matches. It's weird for Jay to not.
Well, Jay's take was basically I just want to do it on my own. It wasn't necessarily a thing against Punk though.
I get it, but usually the babyface, the Uber babyface in that scenario will be like, "You make a good point, Oos."
Yeah, you stupid.
I'm just saying.
You're so dumb. You're not wrong. You're just dumb.
But yeah. So after that happens is when Roman comes out. Roman spears. I believe he's Superman punched Bronson Reed. He spears Braun Breaker. Jay hits the splash through a table in the ring and gets the pinfall for the win. Cousins Uso stand tall while Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed are standing at the end of the ring apron just yelling at Roman Reigns. And we're going to get Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed at Clash in Paris. And I made the point last night, maybe Roman has to work his way up to Seth Rollins because I think this is going to end up. If you're not going to do so, Roman Seth is a main WrestleMania main event level match.
Yes.
And it should only be at WrestleMania. They've done matches in the past between them at other pay-per-views in the Vince era. But it should only be at WrestleMania. This is the highest
at either one. So you think they're going to kill time and have him overtake Bronson Reed, then go through Braun Breaker, and then go through Seth. And in between that, they're going to beat him up, and he'll be off TV for a while, and so on and so forth until we get to...
Because if Seth has two potential matches at Mania.
It's either that or Punk.
It's Punk or Roman, because you're not doing a triple threat again.
No.
Like you're not. So it's going to be Punk or Roman.
Yeah.
If you're going to do Roman Seth, you're going to have to do Punk Cody at Mania. That's the only money matches. Right? So, but in that scenario, Seth has to stay world champion until April. And in the other scenario, Cody has to stay world champion through April. So we're going to have the next 8 months of no potential World Heavyweight Championship changes. And I think fans will get tired of that. They're going to get tired of these long title reigns because then every other pay-per-view in the middle doesn't mean anything. I can check out of these.
Yeah.
That's the way some people are going to look at it. We talked about it during Cody's last run. The only one I could have seen taken was Kevin Owens. That was it.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think Drew has a chance at Clash in Paris. I would love to see Drew win it, but he's not going to. Right. We had a little mini run of Cena having the championship this year, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But but before we get off on a tangent. Yeah, that was Raw. Raw was a fun show. It was Clash in Paris is 2 weeks away. We needed to get everything started setting up. I don't know. We have two announced matches: Cody and Drew and Cena and Logan. Is that it at the moment?
No, and the Punk. Wait, what did you say? Oh, you said Seth.
Oh, that's not in. I said Cody and Drew.
Okay,
Cody and Drew,
so
Cena,
Seth,
Logan.
CM
Yeah,
with LA Knight and Jey Uso. So it's
and then
three.
it looks like we're gonna get Roman and Braun.
Oh no,
Bronson.
isn't Tiffany fighting somebody?
No,
Oh, so never mind. Take it back.
It looks like we get Roman and Bronson. So that's six. Oh, that's four. Oh, no, the Clash of Paris is gonna be long. They did announce a match last night.
What?
Sheamus and Rusev. We totally skipped over that backstage segment. So Sheamus is getting interviewed, and he's bad talking Rusev, and Rusev just comes around the corner and yells Sheamus, and they go to attack each other, and all of the extras and Adam Pearce just get between them and said, "I'm sick of this. Not tonight. Enough. I'm going to give you guys one more shot to get this out of your system, and it's going to happen in Clash in Paris."
Why? Why do I need this?
Because we need to get the blow off. So that's 5 matches, and then we're still gonna meet. We should
We should
get the
be getting
women's
the
match,
women's, probably the like you said,
the
the
EO
EO
Stephanie.
versus Stephanie.
At 6. That might be the entire card. Oh no, and then we're gonna get Becky and Nikki.
Oh yeah.
We might get 7-match card at Clash in Paris. That might be the biggest card since Mania. Because usually their PLEs are 5 matches.
Mm. It's one night, right?
Yeah, it's August 31st. Oh, it's Sunday, August 31st, the same day as our draft.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Oh crap.
What time is that at? It's early in the day though.
What?
The Clash.
Oh, it's like a 3 o'clock type thing.
Yeah, because it's in Paris. So
Oh, okay.
it's always early in the day for us. It starts 1 p.m. for us. Either I'm calling out of work or I'm putting in.
Mm.
I might have to put in a swap that day. I think that schedule's already made. Okay, but yeah, that was Raw. It was fine. My biggest takeaway: congratulations, Trinity Fatu.
My biggest takeaway: this match is still going.
It was still going. They just kept going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny. Like, bro, like Jesus. It wasn't even a long match. I think it started at 10:09, and I think it's showing off the air at like 10:35. So it was like 20 something minutes. That's fine for a main event, but it's just like, oh, there's so much happening. I got to keep track of right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. That was Monday Night Raw.
All right. I mean, that's gonna be it for us, I guess. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following. Thank you for commenting. We appreciate you for everything. As always, you can catch us on Spotify, TikTok, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.